involvement, as you said, in the conflict zones in the Middle East, with fears that have been said that the charity money could end up financing terrorism. The HSBC Bank was one of the key among the closing banks in the spring of 2014. It suddenly sent out a flurry of letters to Muslim charities, mosques, community organisations and think tanks and prominent Muslim individuals with the standard wording, and I'm going to quote them. HSBC Bank has recently conducted a general review and has concluded that provision of banking services to X now falls outside our risk appetite. How serious are these account closures, and what has it meant to those charities affected who are, let's be frank, the guardians of millions of pounds of humanitarian aid, which has been pledged by the donors as part of their spiritual obligation to help the desperate and suffering?
Yes, this is not only affecting the Muslim charities. It started to affect the non-Muslim charities as well. Started to affect the non-Muslim charities as well. I don't want to mention names, but actually they start to complain and to fight back. Because they left us alone 5, 6, 7 years ago, okay? I remember 10 years ago, one of the banks was telling Islamic Relief cannot transfer money to Sudan because of one government in making an economic sanction, you see, on Sudan, okay, on this country. The bank cannot do it. Economically, the charity money is not very lucrative for bankers because it's not in billions of dollars, okay, and it carries the risk that they are taking it. But actually now it becomes a problem. You know why the problem? Because money does not stop in your place. People are abusing the system, not the charities. People are abusing the system and giving the cash in hand to do all the sort of activities which the bank trying to prevent. The bank is only preventing the legitimate organizations who are trying to do the good, okay? But the bank cannot stop the cash in hand which support the extremist, the radical, and the terrorist group, which is, as we speak now, it is happening everywhere, globally. See, I can challenge you again. Has extremism came down by closing the bank account? No. It's on the rise because the money is going somewhere else. Who is selling the cars and military equipment to such groups, and how the money is falling in their hands? So we don't want to become like the ostrich, just heading her head in the sand. We have to be realistic. Those charities are legitimate. You have to be very proud of dealing with them, okay? But actually, you as security, you as intelligence, has to look at the channeling of the money to the other groups which you know them more than anybody else know them.
So this is a crucial question. Are you saying that the end user, the responsibility for ensuring that the original purpose of those donations is achieved and it doesn't get diverted?
Definitely.
The responsibility, whose responsibility is that?
Our responsibility. Yeah. I tell you what due diligence means. Due diligence means from the time of raising the fund from you on a street, on an internet, or by check, to the time of the money reaching the right people at the right time, at the right place. The due diligence goes to understand who is the board of the smaller charity in country X and Y and Z. We have to do this before giving you the money actually in Gaza or in West Bank or in Syria or whatever. This is number one. Number two, the due diligence go to the companies, the trading company who buying the goods for you. We look at the board. We look at the checklist, the world checklist about the names of the board, okay, on this company. Are they flagged red or black or white or green or yellow?
But you mentioned...
Before sending any penny or making any deal with them.
But it's ironic that you raised the issue of World Check. World Check it was suggested in a major expose on the BBC by Peter Oborne, was at the heart of the bank's decisions often to classify Muslim bank accounts as being not within the risk appetite.
That's right.
And the fundamental to this was often data and information based on speculation, hyperbole, internet articles by adverse governments who had a political agenda, Wikipedia, and things like this.
Let me give you a practical example.
Yeah.
2007, not many people know that. I was going to visit Canada, in first board meeting of Islamic League before I left the Islamic League 2008. And the officer looked at the internet, open-ended sources. And they told me, I have your name here somewhere. I said, it's not me. Be careful, be careful, be careful. The letter came from the security. You know what we were saying? I was on such a date, in such a place in Albania or in some other country, training extremist organization. You know what? When I took the file through the British High Commission in Toronto, and they gave it to me because they were very upset because they put me in jail overnight. He was so upset, the Assistant High Commissioner of British, the Assistant British High Commissioner. So upset. So I got the file. You know, on such a date and day, when they said I was in this country training these people, I was here in London. In one of the embassies was an email meeting the Consul General of the country who produced the report against me. When you come and tell me open-ended sources, media, internet, it is full of lies. But because of the trend nowadays, because of the climate nowadays of Islamophobia, so you are target unless you prove otherwise.
And are you optimistic?
I'm very optimistic.
That this will change?
I mean, if I die today, I will still work after my death. Because my soul will come back and let you to work on my behalf. I'm not going to stop working after my death. And I'm challenging you not listening to my soul when it comes back to you.
Well, may that day be a long way from now. Dr. Hany El Banna, as always, it's been a huge pleasure and an honour to have you join me in the studio. Thank you for joining us on Islam Channel.
Thank you. Finished?